It's time for a Twisted Kid movie update.
Hey there, movie minions. Jason EMMITT here to talk Fantastic Four. And man, do we have some recent breaking updates for you guys. Let's get started. Where to start this list? I think we're going to start with the Silver Surfer. People are losing their minds because we learned that Silver Surfer is going to be a female. But let's chill out a little bit because she's going to be played by Julia Garner of Ozark fame. Garner's actually going to be playing Shala Bal. And to all you haters out there, Shala Bal exists in the comics. This is an established character. They're not changing a character. Shala Bal is the lover of Norrin Radd. That's the Silver Surfer most of you think of when you're thinking of the Silver Surfer. But there are actually multiple surfers throughout the cosmos, and one of them is Shala Bal. Now, before you go all dude and lose your mind, hear me out for a second. This is probably going to be a really good thing. See, this movie will likely not be an origin story. It's reported that it might actually start in the 1960s with a version of the Fantastic Four family already existing. And there are a lot of people who believe that a face-off with Galactus is why they end up in the recent timeline and in this universe. More, some people think Galactus will destroy their world and possibly even Norrin Radd, which is why we will see Shala Bal. Shala has an interesting run in the comics as she realizes that Galactus is necessary for balance in the universe. She also has connections with a few characters we've already been introduced to in the MCU, like the Eternals and the High Evolutionary. What we're saying here is, relax. They aren't changing any character. They're using the one that makes sense for the storyline they want to tell. Also, Julia Garner is awesome, so let's cut her some slack. She's going to be great in this. Now, I said it will likely start in the 60s. Maybe the whole thing will take place in the 60s. We don't know, but it's probably going to be somewhere around 1963. Now, why do we think this? Well, a lot of it comes from the images that were released of the Fantastic Four family. Also, there's a magazine in Thing's hand, and that front cover actually suggests 1963. Also, that's when the comics began, so a lot of people think this is going to take place in the 60s, or at least start in the 60s. It also makes sense given the possible storyline we just mentioned. Really, it's a smart idea. This is going to help move the story along a lot quicker, because we don't need an origin story when we've already had origin stories. We all already know where the Fantastic Four come from, so having them pre-established, it just makes sense. It's what they did with Spider-Man. It worked so much better. Now, recently, like very recently, like a couple days ago, a Human Torch poster was released. And that poster offers a few interesting details, namely the city in the background. Now, that city in the background doesn't look like any city we're used to at this point. Now, does this confirm the rumors that the Fantastic Four will be set in a different universe or a different time? No, not so much by itself. But industry insider Daniel Richtman, you can check him out right here at DanielRPK on Twitter, or X as it were. He has suggested it might. And Richtman is known for being ahead of things as far as news goes, especially in the Marvel world. Richtman also told us that filming is set to begin this August in London. And if he's right about that, we can assume he'll be right about some of these other things. Like, for example, the next bomb I'm about to drop on you. It is reported that in the film, we are going to be introduced to Valeria and Franklin. Valeria and Franklin are the children of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. So why is this a good thing? Having these two already exist keeps us from weird plot twists later on, where they'll need to age them up to make sense in the stories. See, Valeria and Franklin are two of the most powerful figures in the MCU, with their abilities of reality manipulation and superintelligence. They also play a major role in Secret Wars, so all of this kind of makes sense as a way to tie things together. Now, before I tell you the rest of the updates, real quick, 20 seconds, let me shout out our sponsor, BustedTees.com. Head over to BustedTees.com, find all your geeky apparel, t-shirts, hats, stickers, socks, whatever, with cool game and movie and TV-inspired stuff on it. I promise you're going to like this stuff. And at checkout, if you use my code Jason25945, you're going to get 20% off. That's bustedtees.com, promotional code Jason25945. All right, so to add a little more news to this, it was also confirmed that Galactus is going to be our main villain. Again, this is a smart move. This allows them to introduce Doom and start pushing him into the Thanos role of a major big bad for Phase 6. And they'll do this without risking him getting defeated early on or showing his weakness, things like that. I like that it would seem that Marvel is going back to a more gradual build-up instead of just shoving everything in. In case you don't know, Galactus started off as Galen, an explorer in a universe that existed before ours. He and a group of others go to explore the cosmic egg, and all of the others ended up being killed. Now, if I start explaining what the cosmic egg is, we're going to go way down a nerdy rabbit hole, and for today, we're not going to do that. Just know that after he escapes, Galen merges with the sentient of the cosmos and eventually becomes Galactus, a being who travels from planet to planet, devouring them to satiate his own appetite. Using Galactus is going to open the possibility of a herald. These are basically beings Galactus grants a portion of his power to that he sends out to find suitable planets for him to eat. Now, Silver Surfer is forced to be a herald at one time, but with the possibility that we mentioned earlier that Norrin Radd's Silver Surfer might be killed or otherwise dispatched, we could see another herald, which would be cool. Another smaller villain to introduce into the storyline, kind of like they did with some of Thanos's, bad guys that helped him out along the way. As of right now, no one is officially attached to play the Galactus role, although rumors around Javier Bardem and Antonio Banderas have been circulating. Fantastic Four is set to release July 25th, 2025, with WandaVision's Matt Shakman set to direct. And as we learned back in February, it's going to star Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, and Joseph Quinn. Also now, Julia Garner. So there you go, my movie minions, breaking Fantastic Four news. Hey, do me a favor, give us a like, a quick subscribe, and a share. Do it because it helps us, sure, but also because doing it makes you a great person. Until next time, go read about the cosmic egg if you want. And as always, stay awesome.
Thank you for watching the mixtape. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon for notifications when new videos come out. And remember to always stay awesome.